This is part 2 of the 2 exercises I asked people to do at the beginning of Photoshop. If you've already done it, you don't need to do it again. This is for the people who did not do it. And we're starting with our first exercise results, and we're going to continue with that file and start making an image that looks like this. You can use your own body parts. This is made out of a bunch of body parts. You can use your own body parts if you have photographs of different parts of bodies, but you don't have to. You can use the images here, and you can download them from the blog right here. Here are the materials you'll need. So we're starting with the 6x9 multiplied hands image with a wash of color that we are working with. I'm going to save it as, and I'd like you to save it as Exquisite Corpse. And your name. Make sure that the layers box is ticked. That means we're saving all the layers. And also the color profile. That's for printing. I'd like to point out in the layers menu, let's look at that for a minute, that we have 2 layers here that we're starting with. Layer 1 is the first hand, layer 2 is the second hand, and layer 3 is the color wash that we put over it by using the hue saturation box, hue saturation properties menu. Watch what happens when I turn off the eyeball. You can turn that on and off, and you can also go back into it by double clicking either one of the thumbnail masks and make changes in it. And so when I click on the little thumbnail, you can see it brings back up the properties menu, and I can make changes to that blend here. We're going to open up already existing images. They're going to be here. I have them in my downloads folder, and you can hold down the command key and select a bunch selectively. So I've got my command key held arm, back, ear, head, shoes, and torso. So you should be picking up 6 new files. Open. And they're opening up in Photoshop. Each one has its own layer, is on its own document. And to start this project, we're going to select each one individually, copy them, and merge them into the original, the main Exquisite Corpse image. So the routine is Command A for all, copy all, Command C for copy, and then Command V to paste. You can see that it looks blue because it's been dropped down below the layer where it says hue and saturation, the hue and saturation layer. I can move that layer 3 above hue and saturation, and now you can see that it's lost that tint. Now keep on bringing in, when you do that, keep on bringing in all the images. Command A to select all, Command C, copy. Select the Exquisite Corpse, Command V to paste. It's the arm. Here's the back. Command A for all, Command C for copy, Command V for paste. There's the back. Once you have that copy activated, that layer activated, you can move them around and see what you have. So we just have a couple left. We have the head. Edit. Select all, Command A, edit, Command C for copy, navigate to the Exquisite Corpse image, edit, Command V for paste. There. And that's the last one. Now they're all here. I'm going to point out how in the layers menu, let's look at the layers menu now. There's each of the objects, each of the body parts has a different layer. And they're all sitting on top of the hue saturation layer on the two hands down here, which we can't really see right now. So the first thing to do is to select each one of these layers and to name them. Layer 3, I'm naming it legs. And you can do this by just clicking on the name, double clicking, and then you can change the name. If you're not sure what it is, you can turn it off and look at it. Oh, that's arm. And now I'm naming the head. And the last layer I need to name, I will choose. So now they're all named. You can also move them around if you decide you want to have something for sure be on top of the head. You can select the different layers and change what's called the stacking layer, the stacking order. I'm going to put the shoes farther down. Another thing that you can do that I'd like you to do is to duplicate the arms, so we have two arms. Select the arm layer and take that arm and move it over to the side. And while that arm layer is selected, I'd like you to look for there's a layer option menu. I'm going to move it inside the screen here. Layer option menu. The layer option menu is in the top of the layers palette. It's at the top right here. And you can click on that, and there's a whole bunch of other options of what you can do, including the kinds of options, the blending options like what you've been using. On that palette, look for duplicate layer. It's the third down. And what we're going to do is duplicate the arm. And you can save it. It'll give you a dialog box to ask how you want to name it. I'm going to name it left arm, then right arm. And we will actually get the same exact arm, and it will paste right on top of the other arm. There they are. The next thing we're going to do is flip one of those arms so it's facing in the other direction. You can turn off all of the elements above the object that you're working with in order to make it easier to see. To hands, right arm and right arm. And we're going to flip one of them so it's facing the other way. This is under the edit menu. There's a lot of things you can do under the edit menu, under either transform, here T, free transform, or transform. In this case, I'd like you just to go down to transform, flip horizontal. And now we have the two arms like that. I'm going to turn on the rest of the elements now and restack them so they make sense to me for this exercise. I'm going to put the back underneath the arms. Turn on the legs. You can also use this transform menu to make things, to rescale things. In this case, I'm going to rescale the legs using the free transform option that's under edit, free transform, or command T. In that case, your shift menu opens up, and you can use the same tools above to rescale something. Clicking above on the little lock to hold the perspective together, and then rescaling by scrolling back and forth where it says W or width. There we go. Double click on it to set it, hold it right in place where it is. So maybe you want to make a few more changes in your document. You could try duplicating the ear. Again, go to the top of the palette menu, duplicate, select on the ear layer, select duplicate layer, ear left. Here's our new ear. And then edit, transform, flip horizontal.